Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Monday night Team Heart ANZ training. I'm Candice Foy. I'm an MC2, and I've been with LifeVantage for 3.5 years. And yeah, oh my gosh, actually, it's almost 4 years. I haven't even done the math. It's almost 4 years. So very excited to be here back in the saddle training. I'm just going to share my screen with you guys, and I'm going to just run through a few quick announcements that are actually on our I think that should work. Well, hold on. Where is the I think that's the one. Is that the one? I think that's the one. Come here. Is that the one? Screen one. I'm not used to having two screens, so I think this is good. Let's try this one. No, wrong one. Stop sharing. Stop sharing. This recording business, see, it stresses me out. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna go share screen, and it should be this one right there. Desktop one. No, I want just that one. It's this one. No, still not working. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to read to you an announcement. So hopefully you're all a part of the official LifeVantage Consultants of Australia and New Zealand group. Drop a 1 in the chat if you are in that Facebook group, because if you're not, you need to be. All the big things that happen in Australia and New Zealand in our market will be posted in here, mostly by Amy Rose, the beautiful Amy Rose. So wanting to remind everyone, make sure if you have a BC2 or if you have somehow an account that has two email or one email attached to more than one account, each account has to have its own email address. So make sure that you jump on and make that happen tonight. Otherwise, they will be removed, or access will be, duplicate emails will be removed. So anyways, just make sure you update it. There is the roadshow is going to be starting again. So we have jump again onto the official LifeVantage Consultants page to see all the beautiful posters, because I can't seem to share my screen. But there's, one in Sydney that's happening. Discover the Path to Health and Wealth. We've got another one happening in October. So that one is, doesn't actually, oh, there it is. Sunday, the 13th of October, another one on the 12th of October. We also have the Run to Global. So make sure that you are getting your tracks every month. If you have tracks, guys, make sure you drop a 2 in the 2 in the chat if you have any tracks already this month. Yes, been very excited. I actually have 2 tracks this month, which is great because I have a ticket to Global already, and I also have some Visa cash, which is fantastic. Axio is back in stock. So we have our dragon fruit and our red raspberry, and they're in the little tubs. Guys, so if you're sampling it out, you're just going to have to be a little bit creative in how you do that. We are looking at different little sampling things to make that easier to do. But if you think of something, share it with us so that, we all don't have to recreate the wheel. But no change in flavor. But it's just, the maltodextrin's been removed, and there's an added tapioca flow agent, so it doesn't get all stuck together. Anyways, so super yum. Drop in the chat. Do you guys like raspberry or dragon fruit? Are you dragon fruit team or raspberry team? I'm a raspberry team. I gotta admit, I love the raspberry. Hot, even through winter, like a cup of tea. Oh my goodness. At the clinic, where I'm back practicing as a physio, I'll make it in the afternoon, and everybody in the clinic wants one because it smells amazing. They're like, what are you drinking? So so I've actually got quite a few sales because hot Axio smells delicious. It's like a candle. It just goes everywhere. The smell goes everywhere. Anyway, so make sure you jump on there. There's also the Dare to Share. We still have our Rise era going on, as well as there's the new reward circle that has been refreshed. So there you go. That's, I think, all for announcements at the moment. Now we're going to jump into sharing my screen, which it really likes to share with the PowerPoint. So let's go and have a little look-see at slideshow, play from start. And there you go. Can you guys all see that? Yes, perfect. All right, we're back in action. It's working. All right, so tonight we're going to be chatting about adding value without being spammy or salesy. I don't know about you guys, but I am crazy excited about the GLP-1. Drop a 3 in the chat if you guys are on fire for this GLP-1. Literally, I cannot wait to get my hands on it. The research is phenomenal. So what we're going to talk about tonight, though, is making sure that we're not just throwing it out there constantly to everybody and saying, hey, you need the GLP-1, because really, a lot of them are going to be like, I don't even know what GLP-1 is. What does that even mean? What are you talking about? So tonight, I really felt like I wanted to share with you guys how we are going to look at that whole personal branding, how we're presenting ourselves in a way that actually is reflecting you, authentically you, your values, your expertise, your personality, and building a really strong and recognizable presence, right? So we're going to go through just some real detailed little breakdown of some ideas that you can kind of take on board to develop and enhance your personal brand on social media. And I know Rachel Picard has done amazing social media training. She's done amazing like branding kind of stuff. If you haven't watched any of that stuff, it's brilliant. But what I'm doing tonight is just really specific about the GLP-1, but the behind the scenes. So how do we add value to get people engaged with us? So first of all, we are going to look at defining your brand identity. So we have really, I want you to think about this. And actually, if you have a notepad and paper, that would be awesome, because there's going to be a little moment just to be able to kind of jot down a few things as I'm asking you some questions. So I want you to think about clarifying your purpose. What do you want to be known for? So this could be your professional expertise or your personal interests or unique perspectives. And what you're going to do is you're actually going to think of a little brand statement, a little bubble, just write a little bubble on the paper. And inside, I just want you to write a couple words that actually is about who you are, what you do, why it matters to you. So that's just going to be like your little foundation for this. So specific, I want to say about weight loss stuff, weight management stuff, right? You may have lots of interests, cooking or horseback riding, but specifically I'm thinking going over the next few months leading into this, even though the GLP-1 is launching in the US, we're looking at being able to actually bring it into Australia. We're waiting on all the details, but we're hoping it will be able to be coming in through the Global Purchase Program and maybe even another way. So watch this space, but a lot of people are not wanting to wait. And so LifeVantage has heard that, and they are doing whatever they can to make it so we can get it here from the US earlier. Little side note, it actually won't be launched in Australia, in our Australian warehouse and New Zealand warehouse, until probably February or March. It was going to be April. They're trying to bring it back. But because nobody wants to wait, because there's other companies that are out there launching stuff and we're seeing lots of ads for it, we want to make sure that we are jumping on that bandwagon now and not having to wait 6 months, right? Because we know ours is a stand apart. Ours activates. Ours doesn't just, it's not a supplement. It is an activator, and it's all natural and it is amazing. So anyways, think about who you are. Why do you want to actually put this out there? And then you're going to think about developing a consistent visual style. So look at, what is your profile picture? Is it your cat or is it you, right? You want to make sure that people, when they go onto Facebook, that they actually see you. So have somebody take a great photo of you that you love. Doesn't have to be looking in the camera. You could be laughing. You could, but you want to have something that's going to engage them to want to hang out on your page and follow you. Cover photos, is it consistent with who you are and what you do, right? I know that Julie actually made a beautiful banner specific to this. So you can think about what you want to actually create for your banner. Or if you love traveling or your family, put that as that, but make sure your face is your profile picture. And then design templates. I threw this in there. Some of us we love Canva. It's actually super easy and it's free. But you want to be able to just kind of start to think of making cohesive posts. So you want similar coloring, or maybe you love blues or purples or pinks or orange, or something that's just going to kind of pop when you do your consistent posts. So people, when they're scrolling, they're actually going to go, oh, right, there's Christine. Oh, there's Sue. Oh, right. So as you're going through. But this is the biggest thing. This is why this was on my heart to share with you guys. I want us to be sharing valuable content. I don't want us to be spamming people and just asking for email addresses and saying you need to buy this stuff. I really feel passionate, if you didn't notice, that we need to be sharing educational posts. Are we going to share tips, insights, how-to guides related to, and again, I want to talk about this weight management stuff personally. The position, this is going to position you as a knowledgeable resource. This is going to build trust for your people who are following you, who are watching. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're liking it or commenting, but they're watching. I want you to think about personal stories that are going to connect with your audience, right? Share that personal experience or anecdotes that reflect your value or your journey. And I know some of you guys are doing the social media challenge, and I've been watching, and there is some brilliant stuff being shared by you guys that is really authentic. And I think that's what people want. They don't want to be sold to. They just want to have a relationship with somebody, even if it's just on social media, where they can trust you, and they're going to start to pay attention to going, she's given me a lot of information. He's given me a lot of information. I want to know, what do they have to say about this? And so by us giving them a little bit of info, it's like a little exchange, right? You're giving them something and then you're getting their trust. So some of the other tips you could give, I think I talk about maybe a bit later, but it's like, jump onto ChatGPT even and literally do, how do you read a food label? How do you want to feed your family on a budget? What are some inexpensive, quick 30-minute meals? Or, put together some content that actually is going to give them value that has nothing to do with GLP-1, right? Is everyone making sense? Are you following with me? Drop a 4 in the chat if you guys are following along. So okay, good. So, and then I also want you to think about sharing some industry trends. Do you stay updated on the trends that are happening, right? What is happening? Do you know that 73% of Americans are overweight? And in Australia, I meant to look it up today, and we've had no internet for 3 days. But I'm pretty sure that it's something like, the last time I looked, it was something like 60% were overweight, and and the percentage of kids is overweight. If anybody knows how many, what the percentage in Australia or New Zealand is, go ahead and drop it in the chat. But I know it's a huge amount. And so we're giving statistics, we're giving valuable information that they're actually going to make it go, oh, wow, this isn't just distant. This is actually going to hit home, right? Make sense? All right. So here we go. Here are some types of value-added posts. Educational content. So this is where we're going to do how-to guides, tutorials, step-by-step guides, right? You're giving them specifics. You're establishing yourself as the expert, right? Sharing updates and trends from the weight loss industry, right? You're doing your own analysis. Maybe you're looking at specifically at women in menopause. Maybe you're looking at diabetic, pre-diabetic, type 3 diabetes, insulin resistant men, right? Whatever it is, you're giving them value that they're going to be able to understand what you have to share. Is something worth following more for. Personal stories, behind the scenes. This is kind of fun. You showed the behind the scenes glimpses of your work process or your little routines or your personal life. You're building that relatable, authentic brand. And I know Christine Carpio, a little shout out to you. I see you do this brilliantly. You do a really great job of the behind the scenes of your kid, with your kids at the park or with your collagen. Those are the kinds of behind the scenes that just make you people want to know what's happening in your life. It's like a reality TV show, right? People get addicted. They want to keep watching. Success stories. What are some of your milestones? Some of you might have already been on a weight loss journey. What did that look like? Maybe you've been in the menopause journey. What did that look like? Share some of these success stories that's going to help people get inspired and excited. Maybe you've made mistakes. Maybe you've, done intermittent fasting, tried keto, tried different things, and nothing's worked. Go ahead and demonstrate that you have growth and resilience from that. Inspirational and motivational content. This can be just simple, like little inspirational quotes or little personal affirmations that just resonate, again, with who your target audience is. Who do you want to be engaging with you, right? And again, celebrating personal milestones or achievements, big ones or small ones, right? You're encouraging your followers to stick with you. Interactive content. I want you to think about using polls or surveys, engage your audience, find out what it is that they specifically are wanting to know about with weight loss or nutrition or habits, right? I believe it's called SurveyMonkey. You can even do like a formal survey and you actually ask people to jump on. You'll get their email address. And they just do a quick 3, 4, 5, and you're going to glean the information that you want your followers to tell you what you want. And out of that, you create your content because you're answering the questions that they have, right? Got it? If you're with me, drop a 4 in the chat. Okay. You can also be doing Q&A sessions. You could do this live, or you can have people submit questions to you and then you just pop the answers up, or you can have them submit the questions and you do the answers live. Lots of different ways you can provide valuable insight into that. You can also create quizzes. What do people know? What do they know about weight loss? Or what do they know about nutrition, right? So you're going to be educating and entertaining your audience while showing them you actually know what you're talking about. Commentary on trends. So this is looking at expert opinions and analysis. So you're looking at current trends, what's happening in the news, right? GLP, it's in the news. It's all over Facebook. It's all, put it out there. Why do people want to listen to you talk about that, right? What is your unique perspective? And I know Dundee Nettles has been doing a brilliant job of this. If you don't follow him, totally recommend it. He's explaining things brilliantly, doing lots of lives. He also does a lot of stuff in our rapid weight loss. No, what did we call it now? Activated weight loss Facebook group. Make sure you're also in that. That's also really important. I'm adding heaps of people in there and it's growing by the day. That's where you can actually be putting people in to present detailed case studies, right? Letting people know there's people having massive success with this, and getting activated now will help them have even better benefits there. Tips and hacks, quick tips, short, actionable tips that your audience can easily implement in their lives. Maybe it's how to wash your strawberries, how to soak them in vinegar and water for 5 minutes, and then put them in a glass jar so they last longer, right? Something that's just quick little tips that you can just keep throwing out, little life hacks. Book course recommendations. Maybe you're reading a book that is something that you think, wow, people would really love this. Or you've done a free little course, or there's some sort of a tool that is an app or something that you think, hey, this is going to be a really valuable thing. I want to share this with my people. Product reviews. Maybe you're doing reviews of, I don't know, whatever it might be that is interesting to you. Maybe it's dog treats. I don't know, right? You're putting it out there and saying, look, I've tried this. You want to just engage. Does that make sense? You're just wanting to engage people, right? Then you can be sharing those before and afters. You can actually be demonstrating the effectiveness of our activated GLP-1 by the visuals. There are some unbelievable visuals coming from the clinical trials happening over in the US right now. And be sure that you're using your stories. People jump onto stories and they love to go through there. They're really quick. They're easy. Bridget's done a brilliant training on Instagram stories. Go back onto our Team Heart ANZ page and look for these kinds of things. Great trainings have been done in the past. visual, like statistics or step-by-steps or little testimony highlights. You can make them really fun and creative with that. Few other out-of-the-box ideas. Interview an expert. What if there's somebody that you know in the industry and you can actually be doing some sort of an interview style or, you know, a guest post. So maybe you have a personal trainer and you want to give them the highlight, the little our spotlight on your page. Well, what's cool is while they're listening, while you're giving them that, you know, moment in the spotlight, they're now going to be endeared to you and be like, ah, yeah, I'd love to hear what it is that you're doing in this space, right? So it's a little give and take again with that. Community involvement, right? If you know that there's people in your world that are doing really cool things, maybe they are doing well in sports, or maybe they won some sort of award, a business award, shout them out, right? Get that connection, get that appreciation, because you're giving first, right? Without expecting anything in return. And we know the law of reciprocity, it works all the time, right? Maybe you're involved in a charity. Maybe you're involved in something that, you know, people might be really interested to go, oh, wow, I had no idea that, you know, Mary was doing this. I would love to be a part of what that looks like. So all in all, I want you to find a balance between what the professional and personal content is that you're sharing, because you want to maintain that credibility. This is about you. I can't be Christine, right? She's very she has little kids. My kids are grown up, right? I need to be me. She needs to be her. Suzanne needs to be her, right? Bridget needs to, and we all need to be who we are, because that's why we have our personal Facebook followers, because they resonate with something that I've shared along the way, something that each of you have shared along the way, right? With your friends and followers. So show your interest in hobbies, give your audience a glimpse again into your personal life. What are you passionate about? And here's some ideas of how to do it, right? Sharing content related to your hobbies, photos from traveling, cooking experiments, weekend activities, stories, right? All of you guys are all really good at that, I think. One of the few things that I thought I would add is using humor. And I need to get better at this. So, you know, making your content more enjoyable and incorporate some humor. So maybe creating funny posts or memes or little lighthearted videos that reflect your sense of humor and also fit in with your brand, with your personal brand, right? You want to ensure that your humor aligns with the brand's tone and resonates with your audience. So you don't want to be, you know, I can't deliver sarcasm personally. I've tried, it just doesn't work. So I'm not going to use sarcasm, but I'll try something else, right? So share personal stories. Again, these are just different ways of doing the same thing. So narrative style versus visuals versus, you know, just basically you're just building, again, relatability and that emotional connection. And you want to make sure you engage with your audience, respond to those comments, host, again, like I said, Q&A sessions, participate in conversations, join those relevant groups and those forums in maybe travel or cooking or cattle stuff or pet stuff, and engage in those forums, engage in the conversations there. You'll build relationships where you are now suddenly a trusted individual and people will want to hear what you have to say, which allows you to then showcase that expertise, like I was saying, right? Share those case studies, share those success stories. We're demonstrating, not saying it's for everyone, but saying it worked for this person. And people automatically will go, oh, what if it could work for me, right? We want to leverage those reviews and testimonials, again, from the pre-launch clinical trial. So in a nutshell, principles in action, lighting the way. These are just a few little nutshells that were little takeaways. I want you to think about auditing your current presence. What is it like on social media? What is it like on Instagram or on TikTok or on Facebook? Wherever you are, how, if you were watching from the outside, give yourself a little audit. How does that look? What is, you know, areas for improvement? What's working really well, right? Engage regularly, allocate time to interact with your audience, and then participate in those discussions that are relevant. Use humor thoughtfully to inject some levity into social media interactions. Avoid getting sucked into online arguments or engaging in negative behavior. You want to be a really positive person. That's where you're building that trust, right? I'm not saying you can't talk about hard things, but try to find the positive in that, right? So that you're spinning that way, so that people don't see you as somebody that they can just be themselves with, really, and engage, and that they're going to feel safe with. I want you to avoid posting offensive or discriminatory or inflammatory content. It kind of goes without saying, but sometimes I think, we can kind of get stuck in a funny space. And so this is just a bit of let's just make this really positive, that we are really trying to just educate and help and serve the people that are following us on social media. And one of the things that I'm looking at doing, as my life is just even fuller than it was before, is actually creating a content calendar. So sit down, block out maybe half an hour of time, shut everything off, and just literally just think, what do I want to create content over the next 6 weeks, over the next 8 weeks? And just kind of have that, because it's kind of like making dinner, guys. I don't know about you, but if you already have menu planned what you're making, how much easier is it to just come home and make it, right? You get home from work and you already know this is what you're making, versus if you have to think of what you're going to make. So this is what this content calendar is going to do. It's going to give you insights into going, oh yeah, I want to talk about this. I was going to talk about this. And then you can just run with it. And follow people like your favorite leaders in LifeVantage. Follow them, because what they're doing is working, and you can actually glean, rip and repeat, right? Have a look at what that is and make it your own, right? So jot down, make a little list, and then run. I want you to maintain personal and professional distinction as you go about this, right? So while you're engaging, while you're doing all these things, really make sure that you're thinking, am I being honorable? Am I serving? Am I being positive? Am I offering something that that person might not have if I'm not willing to put this out there and offer it for them, right? You're being consistent as you're building that trust with your people. And at the end of the day, I want you to think about, what is your call to action, right? It's great to have all this stuff that you're putting out there, but at the end of the day, you don't want people just watching. You want people to engage with you. You want them to reach through the screen and be like, I need to know what you have to say, right? Heather, I see you and you are sharing some amazing stuff. I want to know. I want to know what it is that I need to do to get on your VIP list, right? So make sure that you have in the back of your mind, not just your target audience, but what do you want people to do with the info that you share, right? So make sure you're giving them that call to action. And sometimes it's funny, but people don't even, think that they need to click like, or they don't, so having the polls, having the surveys, having the stuff, give them a call to action. If you want this, drop this in the chat. If you want this, drop this below, right? So for example, Dundee and Marcy Nettles, brilliant videos that I was watching last week. And I went, right, their way of doing things have been so consistent. And when they do a live on Facebook, they're like, if you want more info, drop info in the chat. If you want to know how to get this product for free, drop free in the chat, whatever it is, right? It's making it really, really clear so that the person who's listening, and you've done a great job of engaging them, what are you going to do with them, right? And personally, I'm making a VIP list for when we can get GLP-1 in the hands of the people here, whether it's in Australia, whether it's in New Zealand, whether it's in Europe, Canada, US. I have people in all these different countries, right? So I'm collecting their info already right now and letting them know, I'm not sure when you're going to be able to get it, but I will make sure as soon as you can that I will be sending you information on how you can do that. And meanwhile, I have them in the Facebook group, in that Activated Weight Loss Facebook group, right? So those are the two things. What do you want people to do with all that beautiful info that you're going to share? And how are you going to collect their info for that VIP list, right? And where is your VIP list? Are you going to make a spreadsheet? I'm a paper girl. Excel spreadsheets scare me. That I'll leave that to the technical people. But I have a list on my phone, and I also have a paper list, so that when it comes, I'm going to make sure that I'm consistently following up with each and every one of those. So I really hope that was valuable, you guys. It's something I know we all have talked lots and lots about social media stuff, but I think in my heart, it just was really important to just remind us that it is really critical that we are not salesy, that we are not spammy, that we are not just trying to put GLP-1 out there with everything else, because at the end of the day, people are going to connect with the person that they want to feel like they're going to be supported, right? Weight loss journeys are emotional. People are very sensitive, but they're also crazy keen to lose that weight. Guys, this is an incredible opportunity for us to jump on this bandwagon. We have something nobody else has. It is a category of its own. There is so much money being spent on GLP-1 synthetic, and people are being injured. They are getting bad side effects. They are sick. But they're so desperate to lose the weight. What we have is this beautiful gift. So let's make sure we're offering it to them in this beautiful way of being able to just love on them, to serve them, to be available, to walk this journey out with them, not just to get the sale, right? If you guys are with me, I think we're up to a 5, drop a 5 in the chat if this was valuable. I really appreciate you taking the time on Monday night. I know everyone has so much going on in your world, but I hope this is, yes, valuable, some takeaways. Awesome, guys. And yeah, the recording will make it available as soon as, yes, I work out how we do that again. Anyways, thanks for having me back, you guys. It's been a joy to see all your beautiful faces. We'll see you soon. Bless you. Bye.